Hmm. Some nice coffee there. Hi. We're live. Okay. Hi. Hello. To anyone watching this, you're watching a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet. Gauntlet's community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online. You find them at gauntlet-rpg.com. They do stuff like blogs, forums, podcast networks, lots of different podcasts, a monthly zine called Codex, which does supplements to existing games and original games in itself. And also, don't know if you're watching this, if you have time to get on it, but this weekend they're also holding their online convention, Gauntlet Con. It's starting in 3 days. So much stuff to do for that. But yeah, Gauntlet Con from the 24th to the 27th. um Online role-playing convention, lots of different events, lots of different games and guests and whatnot. I'm gonna shout out a random event. Oh no, I'm on the wrong page. You know what, I'm gonna shout it out later, because I'm not prepared. I'm busy. It's been a tiring week. But check out GauntletCon. There'll be a link down below. But there's also the Hangouts calendar where all regular Gauntlet games are arranged. This is session 7. Yes, session 7 of our Masks Quarterly. Masks is by Brendan Conway, published by Magpie Games. Superhero powered by the apocalypse, specifically teenage superheroes trying to figure out who they are through the medium of punching people who may or may not deserve it. Most of the time, they do deserve it, as I found out in running these games. Most of the time, when people want to get into fights with their friends, it's just a lot of tears and awful accusations and mixed messages, missed signals, never really any punching. That's reserved for people who really deserve it. Yeah, but in Monster Hearts, you don't really get to punch, alien bird invaders or interdimensional parasite suits who want to eat your brains. Or maybe you do. I don't know. All right. We're in the middle of our Prospect Academy Quarterly. Superhero School, still in it. If you want to check out what's Prospect Academy, what's Prospect City, you picked a wrong time, my friend, to jump in the middle of a quarterly. This is session 7 of 12. Check out check out the other episodes. They're all really great. They usually contain a mixture of these fine players who I have on today. So let's get on that. I'm gonna go over the character keeper from left to right. Introduce yourself, pronouns, anything you want to shout out, and your character and a cool thing about them. I'll start with start from you, Ryan, because you're on the very left.
Yes, I remain Ryan. I use he, him pronouns, and I have many regrets about picking the red column in the character keeper. I'm playing Mary Landry, who uses she or they pronouns, and is the innocent because there is 0% chance that she will grow up to be the horrible, goo monster known as Silhouette, who apparently was up to shenanigans last week. But they are very different. They don't even look alike. She's a shapeshifter, sure, so she could look like anyone she wants, but clearly that is not her future, as evidenced by the fact that she has been flung forward from the 80s to now. So her real future is sometime off in your future, and this can't be hers, and I have beaten time. Everything's cool. Also, slowly stumbling down the path to villainy as I do things like fail to win class president.
Yeah, you weren't here, Mary, but your future self might have some opinions about what you're doing. They may have some differing opinions on how you're conducting yourself. We'll let someone else tell you about that. But for now, up next, Sabine, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing the Serenade of Thorns. They use they, them pronouns. The Serenade of Thorns is a transformed, actually, by now. They started out as a weapon. They had a cybernetic implant implanted into them by the Dreaming Heaven Choir, who thought that they could use a little kid as their assassin. But that didn't go so well. So the Serenade left them, joined Aegis, punched a few alien monstrosities and then decided or was told that they might go to school to get a bit of an education. And now they're at school and getting a bit of an education and also meeting people and punching a dragon and finding these weird people who seem to have a strange crush on them and communicating by throwing daggers at them, which they don't like much.
Yeah, well, they probably just assumed Serenade of Thorns communicated with violence a lot, so maybe they should communicate with violence. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Up next, Ludo, tell us about yourself and your character.
I'm Ludo, I go by any pronouns, and I'm playing Casey Dread, that goes by Regicide, and the second identity, Errant. Casey used to be, well, I guess she still is, as much as she disavowed her mother. She used to be the clone daughter of the Dread Queen, and she used to be the superhero Regicide. But lately, she has been trouble reconciliating her past with the actions of her mother and how much it has cost. So they decided to create a new identity, Errant, through which they can try to explore who they are without any expectations and projections to find their own path. And so far, what they found is how lonely it is when all you have is the mask.
Yeah, I mean, could Errant have organized a meeting in the toilets like you tried last session?
I mean, that's more a basic thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, could Errant have done that? Probably Errant didn't need to.
No, but Errant apparently has a date for the.
Oh
yeah,
oh yeah, there's a rumor going around that someone wants to ask Errant.
Yeah, we kind of did not confirm in canon, but I still think that is going to happen. So let's see. So Errant actually has a date for the dance, while Casey does not.
Oh God! Don't you just hate it when your mask identity is being invited to the dance by the kind of evil school student council president? Anyway, we'll move on to our last player. David, tell us about yourself and your character.
Certainly, my name's David. I use he/him pronouns, and this evening I am playing Zero G, or sometimes known as Haruki Goto. The is in the Reformed playbook. He is a former supervillain, is possibly putting it a bit strongly, but he was a superpowered criminal for hire on the streets of Shoreline, and he has, however, sort of changed his ways, or is at least trying to change his ways, and has enrolled in Prospect Academy as sort of part of like trying to walk on the straight and narrow. This has become a little complicated. Last time we saw him, as he was both visited by Silhouette, a true supervillain who mentored him back when he was first starting out his career, and they were interested in knowing more about what their younger self is currently up to in the form of Mary. Zero G was also contacted by one of his old cronies, Mr. Kane, a collector of cosmic artifacts, who wanted information about a book he was looking for, which appears to be in the possession of Princess Hollyhock. He passed this information on to Mr. Kane at the close of our last session.
Yeah, that's something that's not gonna bite him in the ass for sure. No, everything's peachy keen. Anyway, so that's our characters. Before we get into a bit of a recap of what's happened and what's going to happen and what's going to happen for this session, let's talk about safety tools. Basically, we our command folks, we do have our lines and veils. Lines are things that won't be crossed, just won't show up in the fiction. Veils are things that can happen in the fiction, but we're not gonna like concentrate on it, fast forward over it, or it just happens off screen. We're also using the X card for this series. Basically, if we do roll into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for any reason is completely fine. No one gets to question or even ask. But if you do feel uncomfortable because of maybe a name or a detail or whatever's happening in the scene, you can say you want to X card that either on the chat or you want to make the X symbol on the screen. I might ask some questions on what's being X carded, but no one gets to question if it's used. If it's used, happens, we'll redact what needs to be redacted, roll back, and try something else. Finally, we have an open door policy. If folks need to step away from the table for any reason, like there's an emergency, or you're more tired than you thought, or I don't know, you really need to go or use the toilet or whatever, and we'll pause the game. And anything could be happening in the game. Like, I don't know, you could be punching out six-legged centaur bug people from another dimension who are really, really curious about what the color of mirrors are. I don't know why you're punching them. Maybe talks broke down. Maybe I'm describing a really bad Star Trek episode. I'm just realizing it. Yeah, anything could be happening. I'll pause the game and let you get comfortable. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the fuck that was. All right. So, the Silver Masquerade, the big dance, inches ever so closely. I think we're probably picking back maybe like a day or two after the last session. And yeah, a few days. Let's let some time pass. Yes, I think there's like a couple of things I want to do with each person first. First, I want to know what Mary's been up to in the past few days. Then we're going to roll a bunch of time passes moves for Errant and 0G. And then Serenade has to meet this Osprey person at some point. So we'll do that in that order. So I want to know, Mary, last time we saw you, you did incredibly well with your homework. Incredibly well. I do want to know, what have you been up to the past couple of days? Yes, I did not have a chance to write a love letter in half an hour. Thanks for burning me over there, Ludo. Thanks very much. I needed that. Yeah.
Well, since we don't have any other harbingers and stuff, Mary was probably on like a field trip with the temporally displaced students group or something and couldn't come to a Starbucks coffee hangout day because it's important to experience current whatever state we're in culture instead of 80s or the year 2030 when all is Borg and so on.
Yeah, so you're there with your fellow temporarily displaced mates, including the Harbinger Goose. That is what they're just called, the Harbinger Goose. With Paradox 4 and other characters who are just I always imagine Prospect City to kind of be like down south, East Coast wise. It's very much Atlantic City, for sure. And I think probably like, yeah, the kind of tour you're being given is just kind of like, what I guess it is kind of like taking you to like, okay, here's how people, just hang out. You go to you probably go to like one of the not a Starbucks, but like a very fancy like sort of startup kind of. Okay, I don't know what's happening in Atlantic City. Okay, you tell me actually, what kind of places was Mary taken to that stood out in her mind?
I'm just picturing them going to like a current McDonald's or something. Like, I'm sure this exists in your time period, but here's where it is right now, or something, for the absolute worst field trip note. I know very little about Atlantic City though, but I imagine tripping around and like hitting some landmarks or something like this is the state of the Prospect City area right now. I'm sure that this was a smoking crater in your timeline and this hadn't been built yet, but it's important to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's
Maybe
the.
like shake the
Go ahead.
mayor's hand or something if they want to go extra super over the kill.
Yeah, I'm sure Prism, who is honestly, she's the nicest teacher, so I keep inserting her in this. No. Yeah, Prism is the nicest teacher. I think. No, which Prism did you get as a chaperone?
We got Happy Prism, and it was really more of a hangout day than it was an actual lesson. And so we got to run around and, like, I don't know what you do in Atlantic City, like, buy cotton candy on the boardwalk or something.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She absolutely took you all to the boardwalk. I think they took you to this nice little neighborhood called Shoreline. It's gotten nicer. I think she points out that this place was kind of a bit of trouble around this time last year, or around December-ish last year. Nothing bad has ever happened in Shoreline. No, that Poseidon's Adventure restaurant, that an RPG didn't explode against it. No, that totally didn't happen. This place wasn't nearly taken over by a security firm. No, that didn't happen at all. There wasn't a running near gun battle between a bunch of teenage superheroes. And I think actually, she does she mentions that, and someone, not the Harbinger Goose. Okay, the Harbinger Goose, because I like him. Probably asks more about what happened, and she starts telling the story about So there's this crime boss who got a notion in their head that they should take over Shoreline and slowly replace the police with the security firm. They've spent the past year kind of chasing out that security firm and that crime boss, but it only really started after this gaggle of teenage superheroes got into a fight with them, both in the high school and in the streets. It was kind of messy. A helicopter exploded. I think it exploded. I don't know. David can correct me, but I think it exploded because it sounds cooler in my head that it exploded. I think the thing that Prism kind of says is just like, and she probably directs this to the folks who are like, from the 80s and whatnot, that even now, like, kind of superheroism kind of doesn't change that much, especially if you're down in the streets, for sure. And she kind of makes a point that, like, for some people, sometimes superheroes kind of tend to like fly up in the sky and forget what's happening down there. Helicopters probably did explode a lot more in the 80s, but this one totally did. Right, so that was what Mary's been up to. Let's roll a bunch of time passing moves. Let's start with Errant. So a couple of time passes. Your mundane is super good. You'll never fail this roll.
Okay, let's start. Yes, I never failed this roll. I have an 11. So I've managed to accomplish all my obligations again. I get an opportunity.
There are moments where you can choose to push down mundane.
Yeah, I have not. Also, I have a move to change it, but I never got the opportunity to do that.
No. Okay. So yeah, paint me a picture of like how is Casey just so on top with all her obligations, like just completely on the ball. Like nothing bad ever happens to her.
It's probably because she finally got a decent shift on her job. And part of the biggest problems that she had is that she always got the afternoon shift, so that always made hard to conciliate with the after school work. And now she's actually doing the morning shift, which is pretty great because that's usually when she returns from patrolling as Errant. So she goes straight to work, sleeps over a few of the classes, and then does work for prospect projects, after school.
Nice. Yeah. So I do kind of want to pick a picture of like how you're on top of each of one. So we got kind of like tech support. How is being popular? How's that? How have you managed that? Being popular in school.
Yeah, I kind of planted the idea that she is running like a shadow government of the and trying to see how people can get other stuff. And I think how she conciliates the two things, the things with prospect projects and school popularity, is that she managed to get students and the people that live in the projects to start making a communitary zine that serves as kind of the newsletter of whatever is happening at the school. And there's a lot of things of contacting people that can, on the secondary economy help each other. And a lot of students are getting unofficial part-time workers, getting supplies that they are not getting to the school. And at the same time, the people benefit because, hey, they now have teenager superheroes running across the projects, which thankfully there's not much to destroy in the projects. They're already in ruins, so all they have is to gain.
Nice. Can I add a little thing to the popularity thing? And you also have like you have an opportunity advantage. You can tell me what that is in a minute. Can I add a little thing? I think word is getting around that someone is going to stage a counter masquerade. And when I say word, it's because Princess Hollyhock is blabbing to a lot of people at the Starbucks where she works. And I think people are kind of like tying that in. I mean, part with the zine coming in as well. I think some of the contributors to that zine are talking about, hey, here's something that's coming up. Rumors going around, school is, people talk. And I mean, if anyone's going to run a counter masquerade, it's probably going to be Casey. So, so that's a thing that's happening. And also, yeah, if you got an advantage that you got from one of your obligations, you can use that. You can tell me what that is later once we go to where you're going to this field trip that everyone really wants to go to. All right, let's cut to you, 0G. Let's see how your obligations are going, how your obligations are.
Certainly. So after doing a favor for Mr. Kane last time, Mr. Kane and Finch are tied. Mr. Kane and Finch are tied for my highest. So I think I'll roll on Finch as we've not seen her yet.
Cool.
And see what comes up.
Also, at any time you can come to them for help if you need to. Ooh, what you got?
I got a 6 in total, so I think that just means at that. Yes, my obligation with Finch goes up by 1.
Cool. And mark XP, mark potential. Yeah. So trying to figure out, what does that look like? Do you keep in touch with these folks, 0G?
To an extent, I think. Yeah.
Like, obviously, you don't go out to hang out with them. I don't know. I guess it's up to you. Do supervillains just hang out, or
probably not with? Well, certainly not with Mr. Kane. He's not really the hanging out type. Finch maybe. As I think I said before, Lovelace owns a bar club thing, so I think I probably do go there sometimes and catch up. But yeah, I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Yeah, actually, I think that's possibly. I think I've maybe been getting in touch with Finch to like ask about what she knows about like the security at the school, just in a sort of casual way. So I say that's just just being like the obligation that I got just from the time passing move, rather than
Okay.
like specific aid. But yeah.
Okay. I think I'll give you some detail on that then, since you asked her. What's she like?
Yeah, she's I think she's probably fairly young as well, maybe a bit older than me, has been around a bit longer, but not much. As I said, she's sort of, I think she's got kind of minor sort of phasing powers, and is both quite a good thief in her own right, and also acts as like a fence and general,
Yeah, so I think when you ask her about security, she kind of like has this tone as if like, you're not planning on doing anything out there, 0G. I thought you were meant to go legit.
Well, it always pays to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, but I mean, security in a superhero school, that's meant to protect you. Why, do you need protection? What's going on?
Just you know how it is. Sometimes the past has a way of catching up with you. I just like to be prepared.
Well, I'm kind of busy at the moment. Security stuff. Look, Prospect Academy is not really a thing. That's a big target, even though there's so many kind of important people there. I will say, last thing I heard is that their last head of security did a major upgrade around these parts, and he would know his stuff. He used to be a superhero. I don't know if you had run-ins with that bloke Night Falcon, but he knows his stuff.
Yeah, I heard he got out of the business.
Yeah, and he's just been helping out, well, young people like us, apparently. Well, some young people, I guess. Nice thing with being rich is that you can be selective of who you help.
Oh, thanks, Finch. I'll catch you around, maybe.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I've not seen you in a while. We should hang out. There's this like, I don't know. Are you interested in pottery? There's like this pottery thing that's happening down at Shoreline in like a few weeks. I don't know if you'd be interested in that, but
maybe I'll see how it's going.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll think about it. I think it's the last thing she says. Oh yeah. For just to remind folks, Night Falcon is basically Batman Beyond era Bruce Wayne. As in he's on a cane. He's retired. He did show up in a Prospect Academy series back in March. Yeah, I think he showed up. He yelled a lot at Robert's character. No, he didn't yell. No, he didn't yell. He was nice and condescending because he's a rich boy and he can do that. All right. He did used to do a lot of brooding. He passed on all the brooding to his protege. All right. I think because we're getting on a while. I think before we go into Serenade's meeting with Osprey, I think we all of the four of you get kind of like gathered into a classroom, and I think this is part like just added to your schedule, or I think this is probably added to your schedule and it's coming up. Actually, no, I kind of want to say that this has been coming up for a while. I don't know if like a school would just randomly say a week beforehand, hey, we're going on a field trip. Yeah, so I think this has been coming up for a while, and I think this is one of those special superhero like excursion sort of things where, as well as learning history, science, all that fun stuff. I mean, you do have classes on like, how to cope with being temporarily displaced, or the ethics of being a superhero, or what Princess Hollyhock signed up for, Superhero 101. I think, I think the four of you and a bunch of other characters. I think each of you can name a character who you want to be in this excursion. Get gathered to a classroom. And I think the person who's running this is Majestic Magenta, former sidekick. Usually teaches English. I think usually teaches English. Already shows that she doesn't like Mary or Zero G, and I think she explains that this excursion is to give folks aspiring superheroes like the students in this classroom. She doesn't say it like that. She says it in a very monotone, to give you aspiring superheroes, i.e. most of the students in this classroom, a chance to spread your wings and see what trying to protect communities outside of Prospect City is like. So for the next week, we are going to Bloomfield, Wisconsin, which is a town in Wisconsin, where we've been getting reports of certain disturbances there. So we're going to this town to help sort out these disturbances and, well, to see if you students have the mettle or the aptitude to be a superhero. And her eyes totally just lazily waft over the four of you. Honestly, I was gonna say she picks on the specific people, but she looks at the four of you and just looks at the just kind of okay, all right.
I have a question.
Yes, Serenade. Before you answer the question, Sabine, which other NPC are you dragging into this excursion?
I think I'm torn. I want to drag Star-Lord or Nosferatu, but I totally will leave Star-Lord to Mary, so I'll drag Nosferatu. I don't know that guy, but he has, well, I don't know. Seems interesting.
Okay, all right. So what's so Majestic looks. She was like, yes, Serenade.
I wonder. I wanted to ask how much force would be considered appropriate.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. And she reaches under the desk and pulls out a bunch of papers. Before you leave this classroom, I need you all to sign these waivers to ensure that whatever damage you cause, Prospect Academy will not be liable for such damage. And she passes along the papers, each of you. But to answer your question, Serenade, this is a chance for you to employ everything that you've learned in this academy. So
I have learned very little in this academy concerning solving problems with force. I've learned that before.
Well,
can I employ that as well?
Well, then let's take this as a test to see how well you can employ force. Then, Serenade.
Serenade swallows something and just makes a face like, I think I should laugh at you, but I won't because it's impolite.
Well, they're trying to shift your label, so let's see if you're gonna laugh at them or not. For sure. She is trying to make your danger go down and your savior go up.
I don't know. I don't think I will. I'll try not to let her. With what do I roll that?
Nothing. Just roll.
Yeah, just roll. Let's see how that goes. Come on, dice. Yeah, I've got a 9.
9. All right. So on a 7 to 9, you're gonna choose one clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I will cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Cool. All right. So you cancel Majestic Magenta. She does mention that she and another superhero are going to be the ones chaperoning this trip. So plenty of chance to do so, +1 forward against them. Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions for her? Either that or tell me. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but are we not minors? We cannot enter in a binding contract. What is the point of us signing this?
I think she looks at you and I think I think this is another roll as well. I just want everyone to roll. This is a provoke. I think what you can probably tell is that like she's going through the motions and she's never really questioned why we're handing out these contracts to these minors. Is there a provoke, or you want to learn more about why she's doing this?
I want to learn more.
Cool.
So I guess it's studying her?
It's either study or pierce the mask.
Yeah, pierce the mask.
Your mundane is very good.
Yeah, I rolled a 6, but I get an 8.
Hey!
Or 9 even. Actually, let me just see exactly the wording on my move. Yeah, do I crave her respect? Yeah, I kind of like that she does not like her mentor, so I guess I do.
Okay. All right, cool. How can I gain influence over you even on a miss? Okay, cool. Of course, what that does is basically like you still only have one question you can ask. Pierce the mask.
Yeah, so let's see if I get that one or another one. What are you really planning? I think this is the one for you to learn more about what the deal is with these contracts.
I think she kind of like she says something that I don't have prepared on top of my head. It's a very like stock sort of response. Is it to say like this contract is this waiver is basically to ensure that Prospect Academy can keep educating people and make sure that and it's to teach. It's basically, and you get this kind of like in between what she's saying is that this contract is basically just to try and scare the students into like reining themselves in. But the main thing you'll notice is that there's like a twinge of like trepidation in her voice, as if to say like Bloomfield, Wisconsin is not a big town. It's 5,000 people population there, but there may be stuff actually happening there. So what you'll get is that she's put out this waiver to basically get people to rein themselves in, ensure that they act like superheroes because there is an actual possible threat in this town.
She doesn't mind if I take this with me to have it read through by an adult that I trust.
Yeah, I think she's already kind of turning her back once she's giving you all the contracts. I don't think she's even looking to see if you'll sign it. Also, Ludo, what random NPC are you bringing to this trip?
I kind of wanted Screech, but I think I'm gonna leave Screech open for Zirji, and instead I'm picking Princess Flower.
Ooh, yeah, your Fey Science partner. I almost said Fey Bay, but okay, I've said it now.
I'm sorry, it's not Fey Science, it's heterodox physics.
Yeah, orthodox physics, yes.
No, heterodox. That is the point.
Okay. Heterodox physics. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, people are shipping people in the chat. For anyone watching this, that's why I'm laughing, giggling. All right, I think there's a moment where like probably like Majestic Magenta gives you all like a briefing packet and a folder of like what to expect from Bloomfield and whatnot. Well, people there, what superhero teams are working in the area, that sort of thing. So details and whatnot. So basically, I'm just giving either Zero G or Mary a chance to like react to all this. But if not, just tell me what NPC you're dragging along.
I mean, Mary's bringing Stalwart along because he is charged, I guess. Mary is determined to be BFFs with Stalwart, who seems a bit lost and also has been hiding in their room a lot and probably should get out to, like, Wisconsin. That seems like a good thing to do.
That's fair.
Oh, it's very tempting to bring along Diamond Dust just to, kick
Uh,
stuff off. But I think I will bring Screech along.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, I think. Trying to figure out how to play this because I think we're reaching the hour, so I want to take a break at the top of the hour, and then we'll probably like come in with this thing with Osprey that we need to deal with, and then just cut straight to Bloomfield and see how we all are doing. What terrible motel you've been checked into. Not to say that Wisconsin has terrible motels. No one in Wisconsin should come at me. But yeah, let's take 8 minutes. Come back at 1:30. And I'm going to open up with Serenade, meeting their mysterious ninja fan. And then we're going to go to Wisconsin, of all places. See you in a bit. Cool. Everyone's back. I just want to do like a quick check-in. How are folks doing? Folks are doing grand.
I might be a bit overexcited because I'm so tired.
Same, honestly. I just sat down and immediately had a thought, and I think I might have to throw away all my prep for today and think of a completely different thing. Okay, yeah, no, I think I'll have to do it. Okay, cool. So with that in mind, Serenade. Let's go with the Serenade first. Oh wait, hold on. Let me double check something. There we go. This is what happens when you throw away prep, or you forget to write down prep. See, unlike most GMs, I lay it out on the table how unprepared I am. So that's just kind of my shtick. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay. Right. So Serenade, I think before we get to the trip, Serenade, you kind of make your way back to your dorm. Dorm room?
Before I go, I want to catch up with Casey for a bit.
Cool.
Because can I have a question? You said you were able to talk to electronics. Now I don't know if that was a figure of speech or not, but it appears that you are good at electronics.
I mean, they are just like other people. I just can talk with them.
Maybe can you? I am going to meet with this Osprey person, and I am a bit worried that they might actually be working for the Dreaming Heaven Choir, and I want you to maybe keep an eye on us. That was possible, just to see that nobody tries to take me.
Oh, did they try anything before?
Yes, they did. They sent an assassin after me.
Well, that shows they are not very smart. Don't worry. If you know what I should be on the lookout for, that can help.
I do not know if they have another implant carrier. I have no idea what they would use, but they are resourceful. I think I know very little about them, truly. But I do not know what this Osprey person wants. And Errant said they weren't with the cult, but they are scared of their leader. So that doesn't speak well for him, I think. I just want someone to have an eye on me.
Well, I will keep an eye on you, and if Stalwart comes with us, they also have great abilities. They can probably find a way. And if I will not get anyone involved if you don't trust them, but I also have a friend, Socket. They are very good with machines, and they also might help.
Well, it's just some kind of assurance, I guess. But I trust you, and if you trust this person, I'm good.
Well, thank you for trusting on me, Serenade. It cannot have been easy. I know how it is to escape certain people from your past.
At some point I learned that I had to have faith in the people around me. And you do not seem like an evil cultist. Much.
Just trying to figure out what movie you're all triggering. Just being nice to each other.
Comfort and support.
Yeah. Well, who's doing the comfort and supporting?
Is that a move in Masks? I forget.
Yeah, no, it is. That's the only move you rolled last session.
I think Serenade is showing vulnerability, and
yes, true.
And
true.
Casey is comforting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've noticed with your new vulnerable move, Serenade, is that you can't really shift mundane up.
Yes, it's true.
It's a problem.
And I have not. The problem isn't right now that I am losing or gaining humanity
Yeah,
anyway.
honestly, it more feels like this is a very low key sharing, not a triumphant moment, but like a nice moment. Just kind
Yeah.
of like, oh, we're friends, we trust each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if there's no move that's being triggered, we can move on to.
Yeah.
to
I don't think so. I just want to have some fictional positioning here.
Cool.
Mhm.
So I want to know what Casey's doing to like watch over this meeting.
I guess Casey is donning the mask now. And my mundane goes down, my freak goes up, and I try to commune with the machine god.
Ooh. Oh, don't say such things like that. You're saying you're putting into motion things in the fiction now. You say things like machine god. Okay. Is this an assess? Would you say, or an unleash your powers? I'll say if it's assess, you get those questions. If it's unleash, you get fictional position of what's happening. And
I first, before anything, I went fictional position, so I'm gonna go with unleash.
Okay, cool. So roll freak.
Yay! 5.
5.
Yeah, I got snake eyes.
Wow. Mark potential. Here's kind of what happens when you kind of like commune with the machine god. Wait, is this an actual thing, or is there an actual machine god you're communing with, or are you just like trying
I
to get
think
eyes?
that can be a good move for you to use against me. It's not like I don't speak with machines. The problem is that something else is speaking to them too, and they don't want me in.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You try to talk to the machines, and you just get slammed, smack dab into like a wall, like a mental wall that kind of like it's not a powerful goal, but you're gonna mark a condition because Serenade asked you to do a thing, and something's stopping you from doing a thing. Okay, you're insecure. All right. So Serenade, yeah, you move towards the dorm room. Do you know? I think probably you don't know that Errant's smacked against this wall.
No, but Ludo wrote that that he had a question.
Oh yeah, you have a question?
It's low priority and rather long, so just follow along on the chat. Then change to Serenade to focus.
Okay. Okay. So you make it towards your way towards the your dorm room, and you see that there's a figure sitting down next to the wall next to your door. They kind of look like they're asleep. They're dressed quite outlandishly. They're dressed in this like black robe armor thing with like lots of red lining. Here's the kind of exact picture of what I'm thinking of. It's like an Assassin's Creed sort of outfit. Yeah, kind of like that. Like a big hood with a red lining, bracers, all that fun stuff. And they're kind of like they're lying, not lying, but like they're propped up against the wall. I think you can tell that they're. Sounds like they're asleep. You can hear snoring.
I will go up to this person and I will snap my fingers like, excuse me, are you all right?
I think they nod forward a bit, and then you hear the snoring being broken up. Like, well, oh shit. And they stand up, and you can see that they're barely taller than you, and you're not a tall person.
No, I'm not.
They're taller than you by like half an inch.
Nice.
And also there's like literal shadows blocking their hood.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you look at you, it's like, oh, sorry, I thought I'd get ahead in our meeting, and well, I had a late night, and I thought, since I'm here, I might as well take a quick nap. But I guess I overslept. Sorry. Was I making a ruckus? I'm sorry.
No, you were not. Are you Osprey?
Well, yes, I'm Osprey. But then again, you've never met me, so anyone could be Osprey, right? I'm sorry. No, I am Osprey. No, sorry. That was a stupid joke. Sorry.
Well, do you want to go inside and tell me why your minions, I guess, were throwing knives at me, and how I can get them to stop throwing knives at me, because I do not enjoy that.
Oh, sure. Well, your room. You can go in first.
I go in
Okay.
first. I switch on the coffee machine.
Hell yeah. I think they say they take it black, very black.
Yes, that's okay.
So I think it's probably like an awkward moment where they're just standing there. They don't know where to sit.
Well, they can sit on them. We've established there's a bed, there's a chair.
Okay. I think they look at you, but you can't tell from because they can't see their face. So they're like, where should I sit?
You can sit anywhere you like.
Okay. And they're gonna sit on the bed, holding the coffee. They look like they're waiting for a doctor's appointment.
Well, you wanted to meet me. Do I have to make small talk?
No. There's no need for small talk. I'm terrible at small talk. I just go on about everything and anything that has nothing to do with what we're here to talk about. Like shh. See, yeah, I don't have anything. I can't do small talk. Yeah, so it's just talk about what we're here to talk about.
Well, then maybe you should start answering my question.
They take a sip from the coffee and they say, like, I don't know if you know this, but you're kind of a big deal with some people.
I do not understand.
Okay. Dreaming Heaven Choir. They're a known entity amongst people who are really into the whole ninja thing, cults, whatnot. It's alluring to them. It's cool to them. And when what do you call them, minions? They're lovely once you get to know them. It does take some effort to get to know them. I know. Yeah, they're not the best, but let's just say they got excited. And I would be lying if I said I didn't get excited as well.
What about?
And they kind of leaned forward and said, like, you've changed so much. Serenade of... Sorry. It's just... You didn't look like that at the start of the school year.
No, I did not.
Do you mind if I ask why? Is this what the implant does?
Yes.
Huh.
It is recent. I do not know you well enough to tell you details. You will understand.
Well, but that's the thing. My group, my minions, well, they're kind of my friends, I guess. They really want to understand. And part of me was curious enough to know if you really are the Serenade of Thorns, and if you do carry what you carry. And it kind of looks like you do.
Yes, I am really the Serenade of Thorns, and I really carry the implant.
Cool. And if you're the Serenade of Thorns, then you could take care of a bunch of teenage ninjas. So so I'm sorry if it seems like they're like assassination attempts. I mean, I was confident you could take care of them, and you did.
Yes, but it was irritating.
Sorry about that.
You could have just come up and talked to me. I'm a person.
See, the thing is, I can't really do that.
Why not?
Because the last time I saw you, it wasn't the best of circumstances.
And I'm trying to remember if I have ever met this Osprey or something like him before.
Okay, I guess I can... Sorry, I'm hiding my face I know it's obvious, but it's just a bit awkward. But okay, all right, okay. Now I should. Okay, all right. Here goes. Here goes. Okay, and I think they set down their coffee cup, and this shadow is gonna swirl away, and then take off their hood. And okay, the last time you saw this face, they were quite young. They were 12 years old, and also you killed them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, obviously, this person is not 12 years old. They're a bit older now. And I think they look at you and say, like, well, last time you saw me, well, you were trying to kill me. Well, I say trying, you succeeded.
And I'm in a fighting stance right now. They will recognize that.
You know, I'm not going to win against you, Serenade. I'm not even going to try. No, they're not a clone. They're a specific character. Shush you. I'm looking at the chat. Sorry.
Which one is it? I'm Serenade below.
It's the Lament of Shadows.
Oh, thought so. How did you get here?
It's a long, complicated story. I don't know if we have the time for it. It's just, well, I didn't really expect to be here or breathing for that matter.
Neither did I. I am relieved you do.
Oh, I think when they say, okay, you tell me, what does the Lament of Shadows look like, actually, since it's your character?
Oh, I think they look like they're a bit younger than the Serenade. They look like an Asian teenager, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not as pale. Yeah, I think they look like they were good at hiding things, so they look like some kind of forgettable face, I guess.
Yeah, I think the main thing you notice that they have like dark, really large dark shadows around their eyes, like they don't sleep. And I think when you say that, you're thankful. They kind of shrug and say, like, I don't know. No one else that in our family, I guess, no one else survived. By all accounts, I should be dead.
Yes, I'm sorry to say so, but you should be, but you are not.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
No, I don't either. So I guess what I want to know is, why are you here?
You know, they told me to kill Shield Blossom, and something broke in me when I killed you, and I think that gave me the strength to run.
I think they kind of like, they do that scoffing thing, and it's a bit bitter. And say, like, well, I'm glad my death I'm not something nice came out of my death, I guess.
I regret that.
I do want to make clear I'm not trying to kill you. I just wanted to be sure that, well, that you're not here to finish the job.
I'm not.
I think their smile is a bit brittle, and they say, well, I don't think they look terribly convinced.
I'm not really looking at them. I can't. It's like, I will mark the condition guilty now.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that seems appropriate.
That seems terribly appropriate.
I cannot take back what I did. I wish I could. But I did not think that something like me had a had the power to make decisions.
Well, you weren't the only one, I guess. Believe me, it took me a while to figure that out as well. I think they kind of like stand up. They hand you back the cup of coffee, which I think they took one sip, and they say like, "Well, at any rate, we know that the two of us are here now. I guess we'll figure out where we go from here on in."
Yes, I hope we will. If there's anything I can do to, I know I cannot make this right, but if there's anything I can do.
I think I'll think about that. Serenade of Thorns. And I think they pull out back their hood up, and I think they melt into the shadows, into your room. And I think, Errant, you feel like the wall that was stopping you from looking in melt away as Osprey or Lament or whatever leaves. And I think we just get a panel of Serenade alone in the room.
Yeah, just sitting, they're sitting like, they're just dropping down and putting their head in their hands. Like,
cool. All right, we're gonna cut from there to the outside of a Wisconsin hotel lodge motel place. Sorry, I think we're gonna cut away from there and we turn to the next page. We are like, I think getting off Prospect Academy. Put you all on a nice bus. Don't worry, they own the bus. It's fine. I think you just. I think we're gonna cut straight to Bloomfield, Wisconsin. You're just getting out the bus. I think, let's say either Mary or Zero G. Either one of you can be the first one out of the bus, so you can tell me what this motel looks like. Who has an idea? I'm sorry, I'm putting you in the spot again, right? Oh, go ahead. Babe.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to go. I think I had an idea and then it's gone. Yeah, no, actually, I think I'll maybe go with what someone suggested. It's that thing where it's like a motel type setup, but rather than being like just one big building, it's sort of like smaller, like bungalow type thing set in like a little bit of like at the edge of sort of a bit of forest. They're sort of, I think they maybe are kind of in that sort of log cabin-y type style. It's not like in the middle of nowhere. It's not like a proper, like camp sort of thing. It is just off the road, but it's got that sort of look to it.
Yeah, and I think Majestic Magenta is kind of like standing next to you, Zero G, and she's like, "Welcome to the Twilight Motel." What? Okay, all right. I guess that's where we're staying.
So is this like one of those scare them straight things, like preparing us what it's like if we end up in prison?
Pretty much. I mean, is it working?
We'll see.
Does not look that different from school.
Do we get to pick our roommates in prison too?
I think Majestic Magenta kind of gives you a look as if like, I've never heard of a prison that lets you do that. But I guess if one has to start, this, she points at the Twilight Motel, will let you, I guess. At any rate, we've all have rooms. Pick a roommate, I guess. 2 people to a room. They look like they really could be doing something else. 2 people to a room. but we don't have much time. Get your things stored. In 30 minutes, I'll be taking you to what Aegis calls a zone of interest, and well, I'll say it's a former zone of interest, and you'll get to see exactly probably the less explored sides of being a superhero. So just chop and all that. And I think yeah, who's rooming with who in this place?
I think 0G is just going to head towards one of the cabins and throw his stuff inside, and he will get whoever is left over, I guess, or whoever chooses to follow him.
He's moving. I'm following. Somebody's moving, following. Throw stuff inside, get back out.
That's fair.
Mary's sort of frozen in that if I go first, then I have to pick somebody, and that means that I don't get to pick everybody else. But if I wait too long, then everyone will pick somebody, and they won't pick me. And, like, trying to decide, does she immediately glom onto people? Does she wait? How do you pack everyone into one cabin and have a giant slumber party? There are too many variables.
God. I mean, I think if you're standing still, then Stalwart is in the exact same position. They're standing still as well, still wearing the armor, but it's a bit different. They've got a new helmet on, but yeah, they're also kind of like, who's picking who? What about you?
Mary will try to go like, we should be roomies. I mean, unless that would be awkward for you. I mean, I know you don't like to take off the helmet thing or anything.
Oh no! It'll be. I try to make myself as what's the word? As make sure. I think they are genuinely like. 'Cause I also don't know the word, but they also kind of like. I will try to make myself as accessible. No, that's not the word. I try to make myself as friendly. Getting there. Try to make myself to make sure that whoever chooses to room with myself, that they are comfortable within the vicinity of my person.
I mean, I wasn't worried about me being comfortable. It was like, is this going to be really stressful for you?
No. I mean, if you wish that it would not be stressful, then I will make sure that my stay with yourself will have no stress on me, unless it causes stress on you, in which case I will take upon that stress and ensure that you won't have any stress in this trip.
Mary's just breaking, like, the trip has only just begun and she has broken Stalwart. How does she come back from this?
Oh, we'll see. Casey, who are you staying with?
So Casey's staying on the back, like the person least appreciating of this whole endeavor. I trying to stay in the corner, and unlike it does not look cool. It's not that yeah, I'm being too cool for this. No. She is just languishing in the back behind everyone, just trying to not catch attention, trying to get through this with the least pain as possible.
Yeah, I think people pair up then. So let's see, 0Gs with Serenade. I'm just making sure which NPC to throw at Casey. Stay over, but we won't stay too long in the rooms anyway. But like, I like these little details. Mary's staying with Stalwart. Let's see, we brought Screech, Princess Flower, and Nosferatu. Nosferatu, who I should describe, is a quite pallid boy wearing all black everything, all velvet everything, and has taken out an umbrella, even though it's sunny, and it's just kind of like lounging in the sun. They're quite tall until you realize he's wearing platform shoes. So they're not as tall as they pretend to be, and the umbrella is making him look tall. Princess Flower, I think we've described as kind of fae-like. I think it's an kind of exchange program. She's from a weird Irish leprechaun kingdom, is what the notes say. And I think she's the one who kind of like edges to see Casey, and she says like, I guess you're wondering as well I guess the point of this entire endeavor. If you know, would you care to enlighten me? Because I'm struggling to find that out myself.
I'm finding out that I'm always the last one to know about anything. Probably you know better than I do.
I think they sigh at that and just like, well, at any rate, I'm not really. I would rather, if you don't mind, stay with yourself than with. And her eyes kind of look towards Nosferatu, who's twirling the umbrella now. I don't know why he's doing that. And I think Screech is probably saying something to him. Oh no, not saying something, because you can see the words. They're kind of conferring there, the two goths, and she says, and Princess Flower says to you, I fear what those two might come up with, but I honestly don't want to know.
Safer that way, in my experience. I mean, they seem pretty amenable on one by one, but if you get the two of them together, you better run away in the opposite direction.
And I think at that moment you'll see kind of in the background Majestic Magenta go up to the two goths, going like, all right, turn out your pockets. Did you bring any magical tomes with you here? And that's just happening in the background. Okay, so I think we'll cut away from there. Everyone's situated in the rooms, unless there's any like scenes they want to do between each character in their rooms. I think then you're gonna be taken to like the point of the field trip, which is so Bloomfield, Wisconsin, a very interesting place. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. There's like 4 paragraphs on its demographics. That's how interesting the place is. Sorry, Bloomfield. And I think Majestic Magenta kind of takes you, the 8 of you, to and I think the folks around are, well, I don't know. They're the kind of folks who are like, probably don't expect this very colorful contingent of teenagers. But actually, I think what you kind of get is like the mood in Bloomfield is downcast. And I think you'll see why once you kind of get up to like the main square, where you'll see like this, well, where an old church would be, you'll see kind of like its ruins. Like you see like the foundation stones of what is like a very old church that looks like something exploded from kind of like the outside, and the buildings around it are kind of like scorched. And I think actually no, it's an old church. It's kind of like out in its own like field or area. So the field around is kind of scorched. The graves are like smashed up in the cleanup, in the explosion. And I think there's like a couple of tents where folks are like, running a cleanup their cleanup duties or whatnot. And I think Majestic is explaining what happened here, which is basically that, well, you know how it is sometimes. Apparently, this church, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, out of a 1 in 100, a 1 in a million chance, managed to combine certain ingredients that formed this ritual that unleashed this dimension from, I think it's it's officially called the Hellscape Dimension. It's only because a teenager discovered it and he got to name it. So it's called the Hellscape Dimension, even though it kind of describes at least 500 other dimensions. And I think she's pointing out, and she's mentioned that, this demon came out and had to be fought by the local hero of Wisconsin. Let's see, what's a good hero for Wisconsin? A state we know a lot about, for sure. Yeah, we know so much about Wisconsin, folks. Let's call them I think they're like a sorcerer superhero, which kind of makes sense if you're dealing with a demonic thing. Let's call them the Majestic. There we go. Okay, hold on. Syrup woman. Okay, Jesus Christ. The names in this, not Paul Bunyan. Fuck off. Sorry, the names. This chat's ridiculous. Yes, a supreme sorcerer called. What are you all suggesting? Jesus Christ. Yeah, the Majestic came along and basically had a knockout fight. And I think Majestic's kind of explaining, like, okay, here's how the fight happened. Here's how the Majestic tried to save civilians and whatnot. Here's how it was contained. They're explaining, like, basic superhero stuff. And I think you sorry, this fucking chat. I think there's a moment where after she kind of explains what happened, just basically some leathery, scaly demon, is in her words, came out, and a superhero named the Majestic came to fight it off. I think there's a moment where she's like, okay, all right. So I think also there's like not a crowd, but there are a few onlookers. You're inside kind of like the church grounds. You're past the fence. You're looking around this ruined place. And there's a bunch of onlookers just watching these superheroes. Okay, fine. There can be a cheddar man. I think there's okay. And I think Majestic is kind of like, we'll let y'all look around, poke around, and see what you can find about what else you can find about this place. I think there's probably, like, she's saying, like, oh, and there's gonna be a quiz on this place, whether you've been listening or not. It's gonna be a quiz later. Oh, I should have mentioned that this is also technically a test. We're gonna roll that test move. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. This is going to be a roll on your savior, because this is technically an outreach project. So you kind of been given free reign to look around this church. These fucking names. And see what's what. I think I'll mention to Casey specifically, because you've done magic stuff, and I think you do kind of sense that there's a lot of like lingering magic in this place. Just like something that you kind of felt back, something you're familiar with back when you were in the Dread Queen's Island. That sort of magic.
I think that's a pertinent time then. So that question about how the Janus advance to unlock this entire suit of power applies to Casey.
I think that would apply to, because you stole that helmet, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think there's some things about that helmet and what it can do that you've not yet fully unlocked. So far, it's a nice mask, but I think you can tell, like, there's something a bit more complicated. It has more complicated functions than.
Do you recall what was the fourth power of the Dread Queen?
Oh,
because that's the thing. Because one was magic, and I don't remember the other one.
Let's see. Oh, you have it in the image board. Dark sorcery, unrivaled genius, and arsenal of weapons and gadgets.
I think that's that. I think that's exactly the two powers. It's the technology and the magic. So I'm gonna get my advance, in which I look the full set of my powers, and now I get the Dread Queen's powers.
Oh, God. Okay. You're gonna do that in the middle of this church?
Yes.
Okay. What does that look like?
So is you saying I'm recognizing this, and Casey has been spending way too much in contact with the machines and the helmet, and she realizes that it's not like she never really understood the spellcasting, because she understood the part of talking about machines. She also never understood the science and how the two things combined. But she has spending a lot of time as Errant, a lot of time in heterodox physics, a lot of time with Princess Flower, and not even to forget a lot of time with a certain demon that impersonates a fairy princess. And she starts to suddenly see. And it's like, when you wake up in the morning and you have not put your glasses, and when you put them, yeah, it's like that. It's like there is an eighth color in the world. Uh, and she suddenly is aware of everything. She can see how speaking with machines and technology, it's all one stretch of the same thing. And it's not like magic is entirely divorced. No, it's just oozing the space between the blocks of reality to enhance the whole thing. And she gets a shiver down her spine as she is. It's like the rest of the world is covered by a blanket. She can only hear buzzing out of the students' crowd and the people looking at them as they go around the church, and she can only see and hear the magic and the formulas still incarnated of the reality. And she almost forgets how to breathe. Such is the trance in which she is.
All right. You'll see something in this church as you kind of become aware of this. But before I do that, I'm gonna cut to 0G for a bit, because something's about to happen. 0G, I think. What are you doing before Screech finds you?
Yeah, so I think I'm probably like wandering around the churchyard, looking at the broken, looking at the broken gravestones and stuff. I probably am like looking for clues in the very vague sense, but
But you're not actively looking at anything.
yeah.
Just looking for something. Okay, so I think Screech kind of finds you. They look. I guess they look happy. They're in their element. I think they kind of say like, so this is kind of cool, I guess. Although I guess it kind of sucks for these people. She waves at the graves.
Yeah, I guess. So you know about this kind of magic stuff, whatever you want to call it.
I think she says, well, with a wand, reminder, like, oh, I dabble. Not much. I mean, enough to get some fun things going.
Cool. So I know Magenta said she thought this was like an accident or something, but how likely do you think that is, that you just accidentally open up a portal to a hellscape?
I think they lean forward and say, well, I don't know about what happened here, but what's about to happen next certainly isn't going to be an accident. They say with their voice.
Huh.
And they kind of like smile at you, and their eyes kind of like roll upwards, but instead of white, it's black. So a thing's about to happen. So I need to look at your name because I keep confusing with this wrestler I know named Hiroki Goto. Haruki, there we go. So something's about to happen, Haruki.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I think he's probably genuinely shocked at the moment because he wasn't expecting this. But
don't worry. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, what are you gonna...
No, go for it.
I think Silhouette kind of like just looks very. They look very happy at your shock face, as if like, oh, they still got it, and they say like, well, something's about to happen, and don't worry, Haruki, you'll get to play the hero. I mean, that's what you signed up for in this school. I just want to make sure that, well, I just want to make sure that Mary does her bit as well. Because really, I need her to step up. It doesn't seem so hard, right? Haruki, you just gotta make sure she steps up.
Of course, I'll make sure she does. I'm sure she will anyway. She seems to have the spirit for it.
She has a lot of spirit. I know that. But spirit counts for shit if you don't have the will to back it up. Can you make sure she does have that will? I mean, I know her. She just needs someone in her corner, and you can be that person, right, Haruki? I mean, you were kind of in my corner. I know you can perform well.
Yeah, I'll watch out for her. I'll make sure she does what she needs to do.
I think they kind of smile again, and they pat you in the cheek. And what's they say? I'd really miss this, Haruki. I really don't know why we stopped hanging out. Oh well, I know it's not anything on my. There's no fault on my end, but it's nice to be able to talk to you again. I think they are shifting your labels for sure. They're pushing your danger down, and actually no, they're pushing your. Let's see, no, not danger. Because no, they are. They're pushing your danger down, and they're pushing your. No. Change my mind. They're pushing your mundane down, and pushing your freak up.
I think I will try and resist that.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to say, just going to kind of. I'll roll the dice actually and see how it goes, and then.
Okay.
That's a 6.
The 6. Okay. On a miss, their words hit you hard. You're gonna mark a condition, and I'll adjust your labels. So yeah, mundane goes down, and freak goes up. No, freak going up in the middle of a fight is probably gonna be fine. So I want to see what Mary's doing right before things kick off.
Honestly, probably like in back of that scene, like as it starts to rotate toward Mary, you see her carrying on some incredibly excitable conversation with Stalwart, who looks the same degree of like, what is even going on? Am I being, unflustered enough to make this a comfortable experience for you? With lots of gesticulation, and who knows what she's talking about, but it's clearly the coolest thing that has happened to her in the last 10 minutes, given that her life is full of very cool things and lots of excitement.
Yeah, I think Stalwart's trying to keep up. And he's just like trying to say like, yes, no, this is quite cool as well. This is an experience that's worth treasuring, as it's happening with myself and fellow friends.
Cue selfie time, because that's a thing she can do now.
Okay, a selfie. I don't think I've ever taken one, but If you insist, I'll endeavor to have this selfie taken. Yeah, what does Serenade want to do?
Well, yeah, they're pretty much focused on the mission right now because that takes their mind off from all the other stuff. And I think they had the last time we were in a different dimension, they had a feeling for the harmonics of dimensions and the Serenade implant. They are closer to that anyway, and that is a lot about perception and energy flows and stuff like that. And they will try to harmonize the place and see if there's still a breach.
Cool. That's an assess for sure.
Yes. Assess. I do assess with what?
Superior.
Superior. I'm superior. No, well, not.
Yes, but you're feeling guilty, so you're gonna take a -2.
Oh, great. So I roll with -1, which gives me an 8, which is fine.
Nice. Ask a question.
Yeah, assess the situation. Yeah, I would like to know either the biggest threat or how could we best end this quickly. But I think the biggest threat seems fine because I want to know if there is still a breach, which seems threaty to me.
Okay, I think you tune into the harmonics of kind of like this place, and it's kind of like it's a parallel technique to what Errant is doing at the moment when noticing all the building blocks of reality and all that. I think the both of you will notice this. There is a big gash against reality in this church, and I think you mentioned I probably should describe the church a bit more. It is just like it's not the biggest church. It's like a rectangle. There's like just the foundation, the wall, the top walls are completely gone. Like the walls are just completely gone, just exploded everywhere. And so there's a bunch of burnt pews. The altar is a crater, and and there's like scorch marks everywhere. And I think the two of you will notice there's like a big gash, kind of like against where the altar has been. Also, you see Nosferatu walking towards the altar. And they're twirling their umbrella for some reason. And I think, Serenade, you just get a bad vibe out of Nosferatu.
I think I will go up to the gash and I will attempt to, well, get in the way of whatever he's trying to do, just to maybe so I can take the punch. Because I need to make a sacrifice here. I'm feeling like I need to take punch anyway.
Okay. We're back at the top of the hour. Let's come back in 6 minutes. Come back at half, and then shit about to go down, folks. Be back at 6. Don't let me say that again.
Look, I've got rainbow dice. I did a Kickstarter about inclusive role playing in German, and I've got rainbow dice now.
Nice.
Yeah, quite a lot of them. I have.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I should get some more dice, but I don't play with people IRL, so. But no, those would look nice.
Oh yes, dice hoarding. It's definitely not a problem that I have.
I mean, I
You
would like it. Okay.
Can never have enough dice.
Yeah, I would like some
you
more.
can't.
I would like some more, like some neat dice. Like these are the only neat dice I have. They have stars in them, I think.
Cool.
Like, just nice, I guess. Okay. All right, cool. How's everyone doing so far? Let's wrap this up with a nice let's see. Okay. Oh my god, those are some cute dice. Okay. So let's circle back to Serenade, what you want to do. So Nosferatu is about to walk in up to the gash, and they're wrapping up the umbrella, and it's one of those nice long ones, the kind that you see, British 19th century British people with bowler hats have. Long umbrellas. It's a very specific image of an umbrella. But yeah, they're kind of wrapping up, and it looks like he's about to like poke the umbrella into the gash. What do you do?
I want to get between the umbrella and whatever it's doing at the gash, just to stop whatever is coming out of there, or whatever he is trying to do to it. I don't even know if he is just poking around and doesn't know what he's doing, or I don't care. I'll just stop him.
Okay. It sounds like either you're defending him from what he's about to do, or you're engaging him to stop him from what he's about to do. What does Serenade think that they're doing?
Serenade thinks that whatever they're doing, they don't want to hurt somebody, so I think they are standing in defense of anything that bad that will happen.
Okay. All right. So roll plus savior.
Okay. Guilty is with savior, right?
No. Yeah. Guilty is on provoke or assess.
Okay. I don't want to provoke anyone. I want to protect. And I have no savior. Oh no, I'm getting an XP.
Yeah. So Serenade, I'm guessing it's some sort of leap towards Nosferatu. We probably shouldn't register that name as a code name because that's owned by copyright. Or I don't know. Is Nosferatu in the public domain? Probably is.
I think should be. It's been longer than 40 years.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay. So he can call himself Nosferatu. But yes, tangent aside. You leap towards him, and I think you're just barely there as he pokes the umbrella into what looks like thin air to anyone else who's watching. But here's what happens. This crack in the middle of the air forms up and just splits open, and I think there's like this gigantic psychic backlash of energy just that's a word, out of the crack, and it smashes Nosferatu and you, and it flings him back, and you as well. You're gonna take a powerful blow for me, Serenade, because I think it also kind of like smashes up against your harmonics, your implant.
Yes. Is that would that count as sacrifice? As making a sacrifice?
You were trying to not yet. You were trying to stop them / defend them. Like sacrifices.
Okay.
Something a bit more dire.
Okay. I'll roll with conditions, right?
Yes, and you want to roll low.
I have a 7.
All right, so on a 79, you can choose to either lash out verbally, i.e. provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition, or you can give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
I will mark 2 conditions. I feel hopeless and insecure, Oh wait,
Ooh.
let me check this. I need to be able to fight, so I need to see what I don't.
You do not want to mark afraid or angry. I've mixed up the two
No,
there,
that's
but
okay. Cool. Then I'm like hopeless and insecure, or maybe I cannot want to unleash my powers. So I think I can be a bit angry about the whole thing because it's always happening.
yes,
Stuff.
I made a mistake in those descriptions.
Oh,
As in, if you mark angry, it's your direct engage should still be fine if you mark angry.
yes.
I
Yes.
messed up. It should be afraid.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, shut up, Ludo. Damn chat. Yeah, so we got to think forward. And I think everyone should notice when there's just a big crack in the air and what feels like cracking is like this crack widens up. Sorry, it's just called the crack now. And this like whooshing of air as like air just kind of comes out of this hole. There, it's a hole now. It's wide enough to be a hole. It's wider than a crack. And I think Nosferatu can like is knocked out on a pile of like burnt pews and whatnot. Serenade, you're gonna land quite ugly landing on the ground. I think as this happens, Zero G silhouette kind of looks at you. With Screech's face, they make a shushing notion and just say like, so here's a bit of psychic backlash for you. And then she does they do a very convincing like scream as if Screech is being attacked by psychic backlash and passes out on the ground next to you. I think Majestic Magenta. Funny you ask if it's a hole the size of Belgium. If you mean like Belgium, Wisconsin, which I nearly made you all go to, it is an actual town, Wisconsin. Yeah, I think there's like a weird energy coming out of the hole as well, and you can see the sky is turning this lovely shade of crimson and dusk and orange. Going on a picture of Wisconsin. Yeah, the sky starts filling up, and there's just this energy. And Majestic's kind of like it's the sight kind of it does shake her out of bored teacher mode, and she does go into like hero mode as like this infinite violet energy kind of like courses through her. And I think every one of you feels like this weird uneasy wave as this like energy swims out of the hole, and you'll feel a bit just lethargic. And you can feel this energy kind of like slam into you, all four of you. And I think Majestic Magenta kind of like sees that energy, this wave of energy coming, and I think she leaps towards like the church gates and puts out this gigantic purple force field. And you can see outside the force field, Broomfield, Wisconsin, bright blue skies, looks nice, but like there is the crowd has kind of like scattered until they saw that the energy is now being contained in the church. I guess in the comic panel, it's like a big two-page, a splash page of like this big purple dome containing all this horrible orange energy inside this church, and Majestic Magenta's at the gate, kind of like straining to keep that in. And I guess she kind of not half joking says, I guess it's time for a quiz, students. I think like everyone will gather like in front of the church and see, waiting for whatever this hole is going to open up. It's going to
no, I want to charge the hole.
Okay.
Come on, foolhardy action.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think what makes Serenade charge her is like something starts emerging from it. It's like this 8-foot tall humanoid figure, kind of look metallic. Oh. You're just gonna charge at it?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's roll this directly engage, and we'll see what everyone else is doing, and then we'll do the team moves. But yeah, Serenade, you're gonna just okay. So tell me, what is Serenade thinking when they just try to attack it?
They're thinking that finally something I can do, and maybe it will just maybe I will just pay for what I did to the Lament and the others. Maybe this is the time.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you put the Lament in there.
I did.
I've got a 9
God
on the
damn.
directly engage.
God damn, you're in danger. Well, 9's a 9. Yeah, so pick one.
What can I pick? Resist or avoid their blows? No, I won't do that. I think at that point I will maybe create an opportunity for my allies because I'm really distracting it, I think.
Okay, cool.
So
I
what
think...
what that looks like what I'm doing is I'm looking for the weak points. It probably doesn't have many, but I'm hitting them, and it's annoying at least to say.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you kind of deliver the first punch, and I think what it does is kind of it leaps forward so that out of the hole to engage you. And what you see come out, what everyone sees come out is kind of like this tall armored figure. They kind of look like what if a medieval blacksmith tried to make the Halo armor. So this kind of like this burnished gray sort of like armored riveted sort of thing, but their helmet is kind of like this blocky sort of oblong thing where it looks like this big visor that almost looks like glass covered in soot and whatnot. And they're coming out and they're wielding a weapon in their hands, and it looks like a long thin rifle, but there's an axe head on the end, and that's what they're kind of like swinging at you as Serenade. Yeah, and I think you hear it growl, saying like, "You gnat! I have no truck with you. Get out of my way!" As you're kind of keeping it distracted.
Yeah, I think I'm just pulling screaming a wave of noise and sounds and energy waves at it, because that's what the Serenade does. And it's not an effect, but I think it helps to distract it anyway. That was my insecure condition.
Yeah, go ahead, get rid of that. I think now is the time to commit to the team actions. Also, I will say right now, another thing you'll notice is like there's a bunch more figures coming out of the hole. So let's do the team actions before they come out of the hole and see how y'all are doing. All right. So who's the leader? Oh, first I had two to the team pool. The team pool is to the very right. It's under the roll for your party. I cleared the team you accumulated last session. It's been a few days. Sorry. Time passed. All right. So who's the leader?
I think it looks like Serenade is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary generally assumes Serenade's in charge if it involves punching.
All right, that's fair. All right, so does the leader have influence over every teammate? Do they?
Let me see. I don't know.
Yes.
I do.
Oh yeah, because Serenade spent most of this quarterly being the people go to for advice for some reason. So don't know why. All right, so that's 4 team. Up next, does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
My purpose is to close this thing and push these thingies back where they belong, I guess. Save Bloomfield.
No, I think my purpose is to keep an eye on Mary.
Yeah, and I think my purpose is to just be done with these plays.
Well, my purpose is to heroically defend Stalwart like a hero that I am. So, heck with all y'all.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Okay, no team for that. Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team? CRG's making.
I think CRG distress. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, I I don't think that I mistrust them. I don't know if I trust them. I think would be
Okay.
how I put it. So
You know what? That's gray enough that I'm gonna say you don't lose a team. That's sufficiently gray enough for my purposes and the purposes of these characters. Is the team prepared or ill prepared or off balance? So let me ask this: on a field trip to go to a site of a demon fight, were you all prepared to have to fight something else?
But this isn't a demon?
Well, I guess. Oh, well, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I
it
don't know.
depends how much we could read on the magic.
I think that you figuring out the magic stuff happens too close for this to have made you prepared. So yeah. Unfortunately not. Okay, but that's still a good pool of team. Oh, and I'm gonna add another thing. So at the moment there's the four of you, and you've got how many NPCs? Two NPCs that that are still around. You've got Stalwart and Princess Flower. So I'll say this is how they're gonna function. And Majestic Magenta, if you can convince her to stop using to drop the force field, but I don't think she can. You're gonna have to really convince her. So here's how they're gonna function. They can add a +1 to a move you make if you just tell me how they can help that move. But once they've added a +1, they can't be used for another 2 dice rolls. Okay, cool. So Serenade, you're fighting this medieval Halo character, and I think out of the out of the hole comes out what looks like rickety knights in armor. I think they're in these burnished gold knights in armor, but they move in a herky jerky manner. There's a crowd of them. They're like a foot smaller than the Halo guy. His name's not Halo guy, but I'm just gonna call him that until he shouts his name. And so there's this crowd, at least 10 herky jerky knights in armor, and they wield a variety of mismatched sort of weapons, like pikes and lances and swords and flails and whatnot. And they're brimming with that energy spilling out of that hole. So yeah, Serenade, you're occupied at the moment. There's an opportunity. The Halo guy, I'll just call him Halo guy for now, is occupied. So which of you rambunctious bunch of superheroes has a move?
Yeah, Casey is way too overwhelmed. She has feel miserable ever since this day started, and she just wants on any other time she would be looking forward for this. She just wants to hide in a room, and she cannot even get that. There's this overload, all this surge of emotions and new things to see, and she cannot make sense of anything. And she only wants to make it stop. And she charges towards the Ricket Knights, crying, tears covering her eyes, half blind, just unleashing brute force to get open a way through them and just make something hurt as much as she is hurting.
Oh god, you kids are fucked up. Roll to directly engage.
11.
11. Which two?
Okay, so there was already an opportunity, so I'm not going to pick that. I'm gonna frighten the opposition because I'm gonna be full dread power, even if I don't realize. And I'm not going to resist or avoid their blows, but I'm gonna take something from them. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take the whole.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me cross off something. Yeah, so you punch through these knights, and here's what you notice with these knights as you kind of go full power. There's no people in them. These are inanimate objects given life. So you kind of tear through them, and there's just a clash of armor and weapons as you kind of use the full might of your dread power against them. And I think here's what happens. You kind of like you position yourself at the hole, and you're already there. And the Halo guy smashes the rifle axe to the ground, then just missing Serenade. And then they feel that power, and they snarl, and they say like, "I knew the spawn of Tsvetnovadred would be here." And they turn and they shoot you, Casey. So they're frightened because, well, as far as they're concerned, your mom's here. The Dread Queen's power right here, and they're scared. So
I mean, he's not wrong. Her power is here, but it's mine now.
all right, okay, take a powerful blow.
Okay. Question: Do I mark? Do I clear insecure before or after taking the powerful blow?
You've done the foolhardy action. You can clear it for sure.
Okay. I get the 7.
Cool. On a 7 to 9, you are going to either. Oh, whoops! I'm looking at the wrong one. Lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain. Lash out verbally, you're going to provoke a teammate or take advantage of influence to inflict a condition on them. Give ground is giving your opposition opportunity, or struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions.
Oh, I know exactly the worst thing to do now.
Okay.
I lash out verbally to Mary. It's like, Mary, Stalwart, what are the two of you doing? She says mid-sobbing, come, I need you.
You have to roll to provoke. Oh wait, no. Yes. Roll to provoke, and you have influence over Mary, right?
I do.
Yes. So you can take a +1. Let's see. Let me double check something. Provoke. Yes. Are you feeling guilty?
No, I'm feeling hopeless.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Okay, so I get a 7.
All right. So, Mary, on a 7 to 9, you can. Okay, actually, this is a choice for you, Casey. So on a 7 to 9, choose one. If they do what you just provoked them, told them to do, you can add a team to the pool. If they don't do it, they mark a condition. So you can either give them a carrot or a stick.
I'm going to give them a carrot because I'm showing vulnerability. It's what the fiction demands.
Cool. So Mary, what do you do? I think Stalwart was about to launch in, but they hear the Halo guy shout, spawn us, Tsvetnovadred and whatnot, and they're a bit shocked. And Casey's yelling at the two of you. What do you do, Mary?
I think Ryan's frozen.
Oh no, Ryan's frozen. I heard a yes. Did everyone hear a yes? Sorry,
Yes,
Ryan, you're frozen.
I heard a yes.
Yeah?
We heard a yes, but
No!
Ryan, if you can hear us, no, fine.
Oh God, you froze Mary.
No.
Damn you, Casey.
Oh no. Okay, we'll give Ryan a few minutes to come back because I don't know if we can move on to anything else before we start out. Oh dear, there they go. I do want to know, at least, Zergy, what are you planning to do? Or do you want to wait until you see what Mary does?
Yes, I will. I'll wait and see what Mary does. I will probably be supporting her in some way, but yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that was what you were told to do. Sorry. All right. Let me let the Google Hangouts chat. In the meantime, I really need to send those Gauntlet Con emails. I should do that. Sorry, I just spent far too much time making a sheet, and I'm just sick of looking at it right now. So I don't have the energy to. No, I need to do it. Let's send it out later. Oh man, you're running Hearts of Wulin, right? Nice.
Yeah, Romance of the Three Kingdoms inspired one.
Ooh,
Cool.
Yeah.
that's really cool. Um,
And I think I'll see you two, Leandro and David, for a die.
yes, we've got
I'm-
die.
I'm really looking forward to die.
Oh God.
I sat at my computer. I was in a game at that point. I was running a game, and I told my players, I have to be in this game. I have to be. At 11 o'clock sharp, I have to be at my computer and hit refresh as quickly as I can. I almost forgot then, because I was talking about fairies and fairy kingdoms. And then one of my players said, hey, you know, it's almost 11. And I was like, oh my God, thank you.
There was the game. I did not join many games because I'm hosting way too many games. But there was one that I really wanted to get, which is Mayor Cat, which is about running the electoral campaign for a cat.
Oh, I've played Mayor Cat. It's so much fun.
I want to play this so much.
It's so good. It's like, so yeah, the gist is, it is exactly the stance. Your city's corrupt. It's time for a new change. You and your fellow players are running behind this candidate that you think can change your city for the better. Also, your candidate's cat.
Yeah, well,
the best.
Well, oh, there she is. Hi.
Hi, yeah, the kitten jumped on my keyboard just as you cued me, and everything crashed all at once.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay, all right. So what do you do, Mary?
Anyway, yes, I will accept the provocation to do something, because Casey's words stabbed me, like, right in the heart.
Oh.
Yeah, the cat provoked my computer to crash, and she will now take XP and advance.
God. So what do you do? Oh, I'm gonna add a team to the pool. You're muted. Oh.
Yeah, I was just going, oh no, I don't have my character sheet open again because I'm still reopening all the stuff she closed for me.
Okay, all right, take your time. I'll give you a minute. But what do you want to do?
I want to, in the awesome transformation sequence we have not seen from Mary yet, ever just kind of like shift over to like black glob sort of thing, like she's the base from which she could become anything she wants. Superhero costume. You don't need a costume when you are in fact of mutable substance, and kind of launch yourself into the fray. She's going to defend Casey or maybe punch a thing. We just don't know. It could go any way.
Ooh, okay, all right. So I think, yeah, you're gonna stand in defense of Casey. It sounds like it, because I think they have commanded the whole. But there are things you can probably tell there's things coming out, and they didn't take out all the knights, and they've got this Halo guy right in their crosshairs. I mean, she just got shot, but yeah.
Mary doesn't get that reference, but it does look like this person means no good.
That's true. All right, roll plus savior. Do you have influence over Casey?
I think I do. Wait, where is the roll for your party?
Oh, it's underneath team. It's to the very right, but I'll link it.
Oh, okay.
As well.
I couldn't find it because I was waiting for that window to open again. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, my kitten is named Jinx, and she occasionally lives up to that. So. Oh no, that is a 5, but I get to add my savior to it, I think. So 8.
Yes. Nice. All right. So on defense, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. Add a team to the pool. Take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. I'll say if you take influence over Casey, you can shift their labels.
Yeah, shift my labels.
If that's what you want to do. But on a 79, it costs you. You know, expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
Well, I definitely want to expose myself to danger, partly because that would let me take a move I was thinking that wouldn't actually come into play. And I think I'm just going to add a team to the pool, as much as I would love to mess with Casey's labels.
Nice. Okay, so you got a lot of team, and you've still got your 2 NPCs. So this fight could probably go well. So what does it look like when you jump in and protect Casey from the knights that are kind of starting to spill out of the hole and surround them?
Well, Mary doesn't look an awful lot like Mary in her image form, but sort of a bit taller, doesn't have the ever-present ponytail because why do you need that when you're fighting crimes? And generally a bit sturdier, but tries to go for the like thumbs up smile thing, like got your back, buddy, it's still me, which probably doesn't look super reassuring coming from what really looks an awful lot like Silhouette at the moment.
Yeah, I think Stalwart also come with you, and they've produced a sword from somewhere. I don't know where they found it, but yeah, I think they're gonna beat back the knights, and they say like, "We stand with you." I forgot what did they call Casey now these days? They don't call them my liege.
Pause and then Casey.
Casey. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yes, my Casey every time.
Yeah. So I think, okay, yeah, you did take the hole. So there's nothing coming out of the hole. Instead, what's happening is the knights you've beaten back, they've started to like kludge into each other and reform into more knights. And they're picking up themselves. Some of them are kind of look like marriage. There's a knight with like 2 hands, 4 feet, and swords coming out of their hands. Like there's like 15 of them for sure. But the 3 of you are going to stand in defense of the hole because Errant has taken it from them. 0G, we come to you.
Yeah, so I think I think that in that case, I think that 0G is going to he's going to start running forwards and is going to kind of leap up into the air. And as he's leaping, he sort of doesn't stop until he's quite high up, and then he basically just hovers where he is. And I think he's going to kind of extend a hand down to the big knight, and is essentially going to attempt to remove the effect from gravity on it, and then reapply it again very quickly.
Oh.
Slam it back down into the ground.
Ouch. Roll to directly engage.
That's an 11.
Hell yeah. So, which 2?
I think it will probably be to resist or avoid their blows, because I just don't think there's a way it can really get at me at the moment. And I think it will be to create an opportunity for my allies, because I think it's when it slams back into the ground, it's temporarily sort of stunned and or stunned might not be the right word, but it's having difficulty, getting itself together again.
All right. So, okay, let me mark a thing. Yeah. So I think they're raising their rifle to like shoot at Mary, at Image. Sorry, we're now in a superhero fight. When 0G does their gravity thing. Don't let me say that word again like that. The gravity thing, and smash into the ground. And I think you hear them snarl again. Their snarls become semi-bestial. But I think their rifle is pointed, is extended away now from the three at the hole, and is now pointed at Majestic Magenta. But there's enough time that you, Serenade, can see this.
Oh, I don't think I want them to have a rifle. That's not a good idea for them to have a rifle. I need to get it away from them. So I will directly engage that thing again. Because,
Nice.
I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I? Oh, yeah. I've got a 15.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
That is Yeah, that is statistically like what the highest you can get in a PBTA,
Yeah.
right? Unless you get
Yeah.
some
I
forward.
can
guess.
use. I mean, I could throw some team at it by using it selfishly, but that would be probably overkill.
No.
I won't do that. I won't do
Yeah.
that.
Also, you can't mark your danger over 3 anyway. You get a condition
No.
if that happens.
Oh, nice. I
yeah.
mean, I could try, but I won't.
That's bad. You got a 15, which too.
Okay, I've got a 15. So what I do is I get 2 things, and I will take the rifle away from them because no rifle seems like a good idea, right? And also I think I don't want to resist their blows. I don't care at that point. I'm still in that space where I just want to punish myself and everything else that's evil. So I think I will create an opportunity for my allies, because what I will do now, I will take the rifle, and while that thing is thrashing about, I mean, I assume it's fallen a bit, I will also make it stumble over its rifle and its own legs, and have it lie there a bit helplessly, and have to work at getting to their feet again.
Ooh, all right. So I think you just walk forward and just grab the rifle. Okay.
No, I just get at the point where they grip the rifle, and then I will break the grip.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you break the grip, and I think the rifle kind of like, it doesn't fly away because it's a big heavy rifle with an axe head on
No, but
on its
the
end.
thing, the Halo guy stumbles over it, and the Halo guy is heavy, so the Halo guy will break the rifle.
Okay. All right. Well, before that happens, I think the Halo guy in response will just straight up punch you in the face.
Yes. Ouch. I will take a heavy, terrible or something blow, right?
Yes, a powerful blow.
A powerful blow, and I already have 2 conditions marked. Oh, this could hurt.
Yeah. There's a push.
Yeah, and it will, because I rolled another 12.
Oh.
Ow.
On a 10 plus, you can choose one. Remove yourself from the situation, lose control of yourself, your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from 7 to 9.
No, I won't. I think I'll take I get taken out. I get punched in the face, and I will just fly through the church and hit something, and then there's a bit of a crunch, and I will collapse because I'm taken out.
I think, okay, here's a fun thing. I think now at the church, you're going to fly up in the air and smash against Majestic Magenta's dome, and you're going to slide back, and you're going to fall near the graveyard, not the graveyard, probably next to an unconscious Screech, but you're unconscious as well. So,
okay.
Not into an open grave. God, shush, David.
I actually thought the same thing.
I know you had a question, Errant, but I'll answer that in the debrief or whatnot, because we're in the middle of a thing. I think so. There's an opportunity, and I think what the opportunity is that the Halo guy stands up. You can see his armor is a bit more cracked. He raises a hand, wipes like the soot off the visor, and you can see like it's glass, and you can see like these amber eyes staring out from underneath the glass, looking quite angrily at the 3 of you at the hole. Don't know why they're not paying attention to 0G up in the air, but there you go. And I think here's the opportunity. The guy starts monologuing. He goes, "Don't think I've not prepared for this encounter, spawn of Tsvetnovadred. I have waited countless centuries within your chains, waiting for the opportunity to break those chains and wrap them around your throat. You may multiply, you may choose to spread your visage throughout the cosmos, but know that there will be those who will stand against you in any shape or form." There in the middle of it. Oh, go on, 0G. I see you're meeting there.
Yeah. So I think 0G is just going to call down from where he's hovering in the sky. Wait, I mean, are you trying to tell me you've been stuck in Wisconsin all this time? And I'm going to attempt to pierce the mask.
I thought you were gonna roll plus code there for a moment.
We're an option.
Sure, pierce the mask. Go ahead.
Oh, that's well. I rolled a double 6, so
Wow.
that's yeah.
3 questions.
I think if I might even get. Bear with me 1 second.
Oh yes.
No, I get to ask 4, so yeah. I don't know if I'll need all those, but I'll see what I can get out of this. So I think I'll go for the what is this thing really planning?
I think you're gonna get this as he continues to monologue. He looks up you, and this is the opportunity. This part of the opportunity that Serenade got. He turns his back to the 3 at the hole and starts ranting at you. 0G up in the sky. I think he says like he did not plan to be stuck in Wisconsin for far too long. He starts telling you his name. He is the sword breaker, the sun's shadow. He is the wound in everyone's side, or some bullshit like that. What he's planning is that, and he says that like he says something about he knew that there were those who sympathize with those in the chains of the Dread Queen. Those that have been chained unjustly. And I think what you'll gather from what he's saying, because I don't want to go through the whole monologue, it's far too long. In fact, in the comic book, it's probably just like a big speech bubble that extends up from the panel and it just goes blah, blah, blah. But what you get is that this guy has been in chains for a while until someone came into contact with him and said, hey, can let you out, So he's not planning more than busting out. And I think what he says, he was promised the spawn of Tsvetnovadred at his feet. Is how he says it.
Cool. And what does he intend to do, like, immediately, I guess? What's his sort of next move?
Immediately he wants to do as he says, to exterminate the spawn of Tsvetnovadred. And then after that, I guess start conquering this town and then find a ways to get out of Earth. He doesn't want to stick around here.
Cool. How can I get him to leave himself vulnerable to Mary?
To Mary? Oh, to Mary. Well, what you need to do is get him concentrated on someone that he cares enough to kill. One of them is you now, because you've insulted him. The other one is, well, Casey. So I think if Casey straight up confronts him, he'll be open enough for Mary to do whatever Mary wants to do.
And how could I gain influence over him? It's a bit of a long shot, but it's probably the most interesting of the ones that are left.
How can you gain influence over him?
Well, actually, no. I think I will ask, what does he want me to do?
He wants you to stop pouncing around in the sky. Actually, no, he doesn't want that. I think he's demanding why you're standing with the spawn of Tsvetnovadred. He wants you to explain yourself to him.
Cool. So yeah. So I think that at that point, Zero says, well, if Dread has managed to keep you bound here in Wisconsin this long so far, I don't see there's much to be gained in siding with you rather than the more powerful party in this fight, and he's Zero G is going to drop to the ground next to Casey and say, "So I guess we'll face you together."
Ooh, god damn. Turn to you, Casey. Or Mary. So either one. Let's start with you, Casey, and then we'll come to you, Mary.
Casey gives a side glance at Hello Guy as he goes on, and she drags her feet towards where Screech and Serenade of Thorn stand, and lazily assumes a fighting posture.
Jesus.
I don't care who you are or whatever is your beef with me or who I think I am, but I know one thing. You are not getting even 1 inch closer to those that I love.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a provoking the shit out of him. I'll say you take a +1 because you're a Tsvetnovadred.
Okay, I get the 10.
Hell yeah. They rise to the bait and do what you want. Hold on, just mark a thing. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, no, do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
They
I
don't
want
have-
basically them to engage me and nobody else.
and you're gonna do that. I think he doesn't have a weapon on him except for his bare hands, and I think he just he's angry, and he's gonna leap at you with an almost bestial sort of fervor.
I would like to try and interpose myself at this point, if that's okay.
Oh shit! Roll to defend.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well.
Do you have an influence over Casey?
I do. Actually,
Plus one.
that. I'm only on a 6 at the moment.
Oh. You have
Who's that team? Who's that team?
used that team. You've got your 2 NPCs. There's a
I
lot of.
think actually what I'm going to do.
Mhm. Are you being selfish?
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm being selfish in a way, in the sense that I
You got an agenda.
exactly. I've got an agenda. I want him to keep his attention on me and Casey. So as much as this looks like I am self-sacrificing, there's more going on. But yes, I'm going to up my savior by 1, which will just get me to the 7, and I will drop my. It's probably going to be my. No, I think it'll be my danger actually, because I think this. I think he's probably going to. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will also clear my guilty.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So on a hit, you're gonna keep them safe and choose 1. But on 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So you can either add a team to the pool, take influence, or clear a condition.
I will. I'm actually going to take influence over Casey. I don't know if I have it already or not.
You already have, so you're going to shift. I think you have, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shift away.
I think I'm going to shift superior up and mundane down. Because I'm, trying to sell this,
But yeah, you're gonna get in the way of his charge. Oh, which
Yeah.
one?
expose
you?
myself to danger. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does it look like when you come into the fen? What does 0G do?
So I think again it's similar to before. He kind of leaps forward, and kind of you can sort of see like he just gravity stops taking effect of him for a moment. So he just kind of has all that momentum carrying him forwards before he slams it back on again in front of the thing. So it's like a cross between a sort of fly and a jump, and he does just literally interpose himself between the thing's fists and Casey.
Yeah, I think you get in there in a tough time to keep to keep him away from Casey. But I think he see your trick, and as you kind of like pushing him back, he does like his fist kind of does like a palm sort of wave move, and it pushes back the gravitational power and slams against you. 0G. Take a powerful blow.
That's a 5.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. On a miss, yeah, you stand strong.
Yeah, so I think this is probably one of those. I sort of get knocked back, but I do the kind of, there's probably some like grooves in the grass of the graveyard, and I probably like slam back up against a gravestone, but sort of shake it off.
I think, yeah. So we'll cut from there to Mary. Mary, you're watching all this. Stalwart next to you is fighting back the knights, but you can see Halo guy who did have a name, but I forgot the name. Image, sorry. Image, you've got an opportunity, and I think Stalwart even says like, I've got the hole. You have to get to Casey.
Yeah, so 0G's plotting fed perfectly into what I was intending to do, because one of the things Silhouette can do that Image cannot yet is sort of solidify parts of their anatomy into a like metal sort of substance. And Mary intends to just like scale this dude and try to can opener him out of the armor.
Nice. So this is unleashing your powers to do something your future self can do, right?
Which means I get to roll plus Savior, and I have nothing but Savior.
Also mark a condition.
Sweet. I get to mark conditions. Fuck, I have to remember which one I wanted to do. Yeah, I think Angry is the one I was looking at because it's a bad one for Mary to take, so it's the one I have to take.
Oh, God.
So I rolled a 5 again, but I get to add 3, so it's a partial success.
Nice. I would say you can use Stalwart as a +1. And
Yes, can I have Stalwart throw me instead of the other way around?
yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. What does that bring up?
That would give me a 9. So
Okay. Anyone want to spend a team? Will we say that, or is everyone too caught up in their bullshit?
No, I will absolutely spend a team. I think there's probably no further action from 0G. I think it's probably just the sort of the setup he's been doing is kind of
Well, yeah, and the fact that 0G has been very carefully keeping Halo Guy's attention on not Image allowed this to be possible. So yeah,
Nice. Okay, so I'll say right now, mechanically you've done it. So tell me, what does it look like when you do your thing at Halo Guy? You're muted. Sorry, Ryan.
I've got to do that at least once a game. So it sort of looks like there's all of a sudden a black, like, goo monster sort of thing on the back of Halo Guy's armor, just with unnaturally long fingers kind of chunking in and then tearing metal sounds, tries to just rip the back open.
Ouch.
In a very unmerry, taking the fight right to somebody.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think no, that does it. You rip out the armor, and I think as you kind of do that, you just kind of like, well, not shred through him. It isn't as violent as that, but like it just you do like kind of like take the fight out of him. And I think as you do that, I think you're just raising up to like deliver one more fist to Errant. But when you do that, and I think he feels like the wind knocked out of him. Ugh. And he kind of falls to his knees, and he's grasping at you, Casey, Errant. And you can see they've cleared the soot from their visor, and you can see there's like these yellow eyes glittering with hatred. And they fall unconscious in front of you. And I think because we're just about close to time, just gonna montage the rest out of this. I think you hear Princess Flower give a yell like, "I figured out a way to close the hole. That's what I've been doing." And you can see like she's threading these like ethereal like plants, literally stitching the hole up. No, it's not another Casey behind. Look, there's too many clones. No, it's not. It's not another Casey. Or is it? No, it isn't. Is it? Is that more fun? I didn't plan for it. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna let you find out until next week, and you can tell me if you opened up his visor or not to see who this guy is. That's all right with you, Casey. But yeah, Princess Flower stitches up the whole. She does some sort of leprechaun magic thing to suck up the energy. Now that Majestic Magenta finally stopped doing the portal, I'm gonna collapse her knees as well. Very tired. I want to get a last shot of each person, kind of like panel by panel. What are they looking like? What are they thinking as we close this issue? I'm gonna start with Serenade because they're knocked out. Did they get up at this point? Or...
I don't know. I think what you see is when the panel on the Serenade, you see their unconscious body lying around, and they're beat up, and there's a bit of blood running around, and it's kind of reddish, but there's also kind of silvery flecks in it. So it looks a bit weird, and you can see at the wound at their cheek that it's starting to stitch itself up.
Ooh.
Or together with silvery threads.
God, that's weird. You're weird. All right. Who else?
So Casey continues to sob, and she turns around and kneels in front of Screech and Serenade, hugs Screech, and then goes out to reach for Serenade, but then remembers that she does not like to be touched and just keeps crying.
I kind of want to end with Mary, actually. That's okay.
No, that's cool by me. I actually, what I want to do is kind of going to lead into a move, but I'm happy to do the move next time. But yeah, 0G is going to walk up to where Magenta is and say, "Well, Teach, was this all part of the lesson? Lead us into this and see how we handle ourselves. Have you seen how many people are hurt out there?"
I'm going to let you roll that right now, actually. Roll plus danger.
Yep, sure thing. That's an 11.
Choose 2.
I think I get them to admit their wrongdoing and win over an onlooker and take influence over them. I'm happy for that to be whoever you want it to be. I haven't chosen you don't turn their attention and anger onto yourself.
Oh, that. All right. I'll give that a think for next week. We're about to wrap up. And finally, Mary. You're muted.
Fuck, why can't I keep the mute button settled? Anyway, so Mary has, like, in 2 different trials, let down Casey horribly, and Casey will never look at her again. There's lots of angry going on, which is why she probably, like, overkills the thing. Like, she's probably still, like, just trying to rip a hole in this thing. Way past the point where it makes any sense to be fighting this guy's armor.
Oh. Aw. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm hearing like ripping sounds behind you, right? I thought, oh, is that what's happening? We got some pulling.
That is Kitten attempting to fight the blinds. So, yes, probably the same level of necessary and useful, but there is more metal tearing sounds when Mary does it.
All right, I think we'll end with a shot of. So Casey's turn to Serenade, and we ended the shot of like the unconscious Screech, and then their eyelids kind of like turn into those black orbs, and they're watching this entire scene, and I think they let themselves have a smile. This is all turning very, very well for them. All right, let's do end of session moves. Okay, so let's start with you, Mary. Did you grow closer to the team, grow into an image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think I grew into my image, if you will, of myself. And I'm going to move. Fuck, why did it just move on me? Superior. If I can actually edit this thing instead of it just freaking out. Maybe I've ruined everything. Anyway,
Oh no.
superior down. Danger up, because I apparently am not the one for lots of thinking, but I am the one for punching a thing when it comes in, and I knew that was within me all along. I just haven't really had a instance to need to do it.
Hung out with Serenade too much. Speaking of Serenade.
When Serenade's out of the picture, somebody's got a serenade.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, which one for you?
I'm not so very sure because I grew away from myself, I feel, but I don't. I mean, the team is all that I have, so I grew closer to the team. I think it was Casey who made me feel welcome because I mean she promised me to help me out. It didn't work out, but I don't even know that. So I think I will. Do I have to shift your labels now?
No, they get to shift yours.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, shift my labels.
I'm going to lower danger and increase savior because as far as Casey is concerned, they protected everyone by jumping in. So it was not only reckless damage. Sure was an intent.
Fair enough. And yeah, you can mark potential or cure condition there, Serenade. Speaking of Casey, how are you doing, Errant? It's been a day.
It's been a day. I think Casey grew closer to the team, and she grew closer to Serenade, but they will probably only know about the fact after they get conscious and hear the report. I'm sure it will got them what happened. And yeah, because they have influence, they get to shift my labels.
I will shift your labels. Where will I shift your labels? I will shift your savior up because you promised to help me. And I think I will shift your freak down because to me, you are not a freak at all. You are a normal person.
Mm-hmm. No heavy metal album cover Halo Doom guy is gonna tell you otherwise.
No, I mean he was just. I don't know. He was just an enemy.
Serenade, pragmatic as always. Finally, Zero G, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's kind of it's complicated. I think I'm torn between growing into my own image or no, I think I have grown closer to the team, or at least I am trying to grow closer to the team. Might be a better way of putting it. And yeah, I think I would like to give Mary influence over me, because even if we've not specifically, I mean, yeah, you know, sabotage is one word for it.
You're helping them grow into an image of themselves. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, who knows? But yeah, I think.
Okay.
Well, I didn't have influence over Zero G, so I don't get to shift your labels. I just now have influence over you.
Yeah.
Also, of your drives, Mark outperform an adult hero. I think you totally did that.
Yeah, I thought I probably counted. Cool. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So that was a roller coaster and a half. God, thanks very much, folks. Y'all are just utterly fab as always. Just the best. I feel privileged to be playing with y'all. Always want to get that on the record. All right, I'm gonna end this broadcast then. Bye bye, YouTube. Yes.